Welcome to CAW University. This series will help you learn the basics of creator wrestler making for WWE 2K26. In this episode, we're going to take a look at how to do the face texture. But before we do that, please rise for the playing of the CAW University fight song. Now, what you're looking at, this is CAW. This is our face swapping. This is for face swapping. And how this works is, well, first off, I need to tell you that this isn't technically free, but there is a way to remove the watermark. I've already got it removed, so I won't be showing you how to do that. Anyway, excuse me. I have face texture templates. In this first slot right here, you're going to put our male face texture template. Excuse me. So I'm going to use that one. And then our photo of Chuck Norris, which I've already picked out. And then you hit swap and it'll just swap the face for you. Now, Photoshop is where it's going to get fun. I'm going to swap over there and we'll be right there. Alright, so this is where the meat of this is going to lie. What you want to do first is I'm basically going to take the lasso here. Lasso from El Paso, if you're a wrestling fan. And I'm going to highlight around this area right here on the sides. Let's look at that. Not this won't actually show up, I don't think. We're going to cut off the ears because we don't need them. And then over here, you're just going to copy that by holding Shift to add to it. Now, there's two directions you can go here. You can go Content Aware Fill, which will do that. Make sure you hit Scale on that, though. Hit Apply, and then OK. It'll give you these new blurred ears. Now, the other way to do this, get rid of that layer, use your healing tool up here, heal brush, we're going to call it. Take any part of that skin right there. You're going to rub that right here. Oh, right, the size, I have it on 48. Hardness of 100%, spacing of 25%. But let's bring that down just a little bit. We're going to take the side of the head here. Just rub that. Doesn't matter if you get a little clip, we'll fix it later. When we take off the ears, like right now. And you're going to keep doing that. Now, this is something you're going to be doing when you're doing the getting rid of the lines, which I'll show you that in just a minute. Now, your third way you can remove the ears is with the clone stamp tool. That's going to probably be your more direct route. And hardness needs to be up there a little bit more. Flow needs to be up there a little bit more, because the only reason you would ever want to adjust it is if you're working with another method that I won't show you because it's a little too complicated. I want to keep this as direct and easy as I can, but we are going to take the flow down just a slight bit here. And we're also going to take the size down a little bit and the hardness. Okay, see, that's what you do right there. That's step one of this. And you're just going to take that and rub that there. Now, with a healing tool, healing brush. By the way, I'm doing this in Photoshop. I can't tell you where to get it. You're just going to go ahead and fix all this. It'll just blend it right in there. But make sure you don't get any of the beard in this case. This is part of Chuck's look. Next thing to do after that is we're going to go down here and get rid of these little black lines here. Very carefully too. Any shadows gotta go. Second way to do this. You'll still use the clone stamp, but you can also use the clone stamp tool. You'll also use the healing brush in just a little bit if you do it this way. And you just do the same thing we did just a sec ago. I would suggest bringing the size of the brush down a little bit though. 20 pixels should do it. See? And then I would also bring the hardness down for blending purposes to about 10%. Stupid thing. Anyway, anywhere between 10 and 15% should work. And you're just gonna take this and rub it around all until you get all the shadowing off. I went a little too far there, so there we go. That should do it for that. Now make sure you get it up here too. That's been my kind of undoing. You want to get it around the top of the head and the bottom of the face. Next thing to do, you're going to go with that healing tool that I told you to use. I'm just going to patch over here to blend it in. And there you have it. The ears are no longer visible. Where they once were is no longer visible. And there you have it. The blending of the Chuck Norris texture. But I think I can do this a little bit better. Right up top here. And in some cases, you'll probably... By the way, this is all done on one layer, just to make sure you guys understand that. Next layer we're going to do, I'm going to take the brush tool, but first, the eyedropper, we're going to go ahead and just... And this is where a lot of this is going to lie. You're going to want to turn your brush back up all the way, or at least halfway. And then for the nose, you'll take this color right here. Put it right in there. And set it to darken. That covers up any light in that area. And then you'll take right there. And then another new layer. And you got to paint over where the eyes are, because you don't need the glittery whatever it is there. Just click paint until you got it right. Like right there, and I want that gone too. And there. So you're gonna set that to darken as well. And you see what we have there. So this next part, optional. I like doing this for detail, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna add a new layer. And then let's see, I hit fill, 50% gray, and then you're gonna go over to noise, add noise, and follow these options right here. You want 2.49 amount percent, and then it's set to Gaussian. And then you're gonna drop the opacity. And as you can see, the more we drop it, the more it's gonna show that we have some detail now on those. This is what I call a micro layer, a micro micro text layer, texture layer for pores. Now, what I want to do now, by the way, that's PORES, not POORS, but what I want to do now is I want to put some detail on the cheeks. And to do that, I'm going to take the eyedropper again. I'm going to take this right up here, right in here, and then paint over the cheeks with a brush of about 100 and hardness of about 20%. Opacity, you can take it down if you want to. I'm going to take it down to about 50% so we can tell what we're doing. Flow stays where it is. And then what you're going to do is just paint any other color you want darker. That's in the cheek region. You also want to do this with the eyes, the nose, and yeah, let's do it with the eyebrows just to darken them just a little bit. And that's this layer right here. Next layer you're going to do is the jawline. So you're going to want something a little bit darker for that. Let's take the skin right here and do it. Actually, no, I take that back. Let's use something lighter. I'm going to go right here, paint around the jawline, paint around this jawline. Keeping the beard intact. Now, that happened in this series is just going to show you how to do the face texture, the render, and the morphing. I'm not going to actually show you how to put together your creator wrestler. That's up to you. The attire is up to you. The entrance is up to you. Anyway, this is what we get after we have our finished product, but I'm not quite happy with this yet. So I'm going to go down to layer 1 once again. I'm going to fix this little hairline problem right here. And that should just about do it. That's your Chuck Norris face, although I see an issue right up here. With that, I could take the clone stamper and we can get rid of it, if it's something we can even get rid of in the first place. It's not a... Okay, so we've got it as good as we're going to get it here, I think. I'm going to go ahead and take off the sideburns because you can do that in game. You can add them back in game. There we go. Clone stamp. This is just stuff that I'm doing just to fix my... Because this is going to be something I'm going to release, so I need to have it as good as I can for a special tribute to the man himself. I'm going to go ahead and put this in here. Dang it, I hate my computer sometimes. Anyway, that's that. And then up here, you're going to want to patch out any lightness that you have using the clones, not the clone stamp price. Know what I said, but I meant you need to use the healing brush. You can also use the clone stamp though, and then the heal brush. That's the way I would actually do it. That's what I meant to say. See right there? It's going gone. Let's trim out a little bit more eyebrow to even it up. Then over here. Make sure you do this part. This part is paramount to how good it looks. And then you're going to patch that in to blend it in. That's not working too well, is it? No, it's doing to you what it did to me just now. You just got to lower the brush until you have one that it will do what you need it to do. Mine's giving me a little more eyebrow than what I want. We don't need the rocks people's eyebrow in here. There it is. That's what we're looking to do. Just patch some skin in there. And that should be enough. We're going to go ahead and export it. But before we do, I want to show you one last thing you can do. This is totally optional. But if you think this texture is a little too dark, just play with the saturation just a little bit. Just bump it up barely. Like, I had this issue with my Casey Cat and Zaro earlier, where she looked like she just tanned with Tiffany Strat. Anyway, this is it. This is your Chuck Norris. And now I'm going to hop over to the game and we're going to see how to do the morphing. Actually, no, we'll do that next week. For now, thank you for stopping by and class dismissed.